Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or are watching this channel for the very first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense, because here we talk about everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called uncommon sense. I just want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, in alternate nights, I will be on Twitch as well. But first of all, I just want to say thank you very much to all those who have subscribed to my channel. I also want to thank all those who allow me to enter into your devices and to give to allow me to share with you what little knowledge I have. And I also appreciate the fact that week after week, your good people follow my content. Now, what I'm going to ask, if you have not done so, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do prepare content, you will have the opportunity to either catch it live or catch it on the playback. Okay. So, as you can see on the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is um, how to maintain a professional relationship with the ladies. Now, this is within the confines of a work environment. I see only one person watching this stream. Perhaps others will watch it, or there'll be other people that will catch it on the playback. I just want to let everybody know that in a while I will drop the link. Should anybody wishes to join the panel, they may do so to express their point of view. Also, everyone is welcome to enter a comment in the chat. Okay. And if you disagree, that's perfectly fine. The key is to be agreeable when we disagree. What I will ask that please keep the comments respectable. There is no reason um, to insult anyone. And for our friends, the trolls, you will be blocked. Just letting you know. Okay. Now, before we get into the topic, we're going to discuss the latest, who is the latest recipient of What the Heck This Is award. Just give me a moment. Okay. Now, this today is going to be a collective kind of thing. And who are the recipients of What the Heck This Is? This is referring to all the individuals that cannot deal with a lady who expresses a different point of view and then actually have the nerve to refer to them as feminists, and the fact that they use that term in a derogatory manner. Now, as far as that topic is concerned, we discussed it on Friday's live calling show. Unfortunately, you have certain individuals that cannot take another person's point of view. And I'm not just referring to the individuals that you see here on social media. I'm talking about those individuals who we deal with at work, school, in our neighborhoods, homes, churches, places of worship, and so on. Because unfortunately, you have certain individuals who lack the maturity to accept disagreement as long as the disagreement doesn't get heated. We have seen this on numerous platforms where certain individuals get butthurt because they don't, not only don't they share a point of view that someone has said, but they will argue and then get into their emotions regarding it. We have seen this on numerous platforms, and unfortunately, we're going to continue to see it because certain individuals cannot take criticism. Certain individuals cannot take accountability. For some people, it is like kryptonite. So, that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to get into the topic of the evening. As I stated a few minutes ago, um, the topic is how to maintain professional relationship with ladies in the workplace. Um, to be perfectly honest, there's certain environments where there's more ladies and men working in a given place, and I'm going to give you a few examples. In my case, somebody you know, I am a municipal employee, which happen to work in the area of social services. So you tend to see more female co-workers. Also, you tend to see more female co-workers when it comes to schools, hospitals, and things of that nature. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some information which I gathered, and I'm going to give us some tips on how we can properly uh, maintain a professional relationship um, with our female coworkers. Bear in mind, we're all here to do our jobs. It is not a pickup place. It's not Tinder. It's not Bumble. It's a place where we all need to conduct work. Now, I'm just going to share with you, which is 10 ways men can communicate better with their female coworkers, because communication is very important. Number one, be authentic in every interaction. In other words, keep it real. And and we have the presence of Don Armando. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm sure you had a great time in the Dominican Day Parade. Um, Hopefully, I'll be able to attend the main one next year. Unfortunately, there was a schedule conflict, but there's always next year. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue sharing the tips how to communicate better with the female coworkers. As I said above, be authentic in every interaction. Listen, okay? That's very important. Identify topics to talk about. Family is always a safe area. Don't avoid attractive female colleagues. Now, this can be tricky because when you see a beautiful female coworker, I mean, sometimes you can lose focus. And I see here we have a guest. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share the disclaimer. The views, okay, the views of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views of the host or the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host or the guest is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your right to the images in your reference to your image. Some of the views that people might hold may be considered offensive. Those who appear to be under the influence of drug or alcohol will be removed from the panel. If you don't like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in our guest.
Hey, how you doing?
Good evening, Don Armando. How was the parade?
Good evening, Don Jose. The parade was good. You know, I tried to link up with Radical, but I guess it didn't happen. But I linked up with Fighter though. I saw Bad Bunny and I saw Prince Royce. So the parade was actually nice. I could say that. I was actually walking in the parade, to tell you the truth.
Oh, God, I should think so. I mean, I'm a young countryman.
No, I was walking in the parade, not.
Oh, you was walking. Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah, because one of my friends Jaxiel, he's a comedian slash music producer. So you know he's he's actually famous in New York. So therefore, me and him we actually contact. He was like, "Yo, come through. I got the pass." So therefore, you know, we was chilling up in 36th Street with the pass in our hands.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Let me just acknowledge the presence of James Maps. Good evening, sir. How are you doing tonight? Thank you very much for
Shout out
stopping
to
by.
James Maps.
And before I continue, I just want to let everybody know that Don Armando has his own YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask if you have not done so, please subscribe and check out his content. And I will ask the same regarding our friend Mr. James Maps. He also has a YouTube channel. And if you have not done so, please show some love, subscribe, and check out his material. Now, the topic for tonight is how to maintain professional relationship with the ladies in the workplace. Because the fact of the matter is, even though many agencies, large employers, they have training in regarding how to interact with their female counterparts, there's always someone that has issues.
I mean, yeah, talking about that, like in my place of employment, there was a guy that was making a female very uncomfortable, and she reported him 2 times. The second time he was making that female uncomfortable, I called him over, you know, just to have chit chat so this guy could actually get away from this female.
Mhm.
And they told him about himself, and then it was like maybe the next day or the second day, I believe, he got fired because unbeknownst to me, this guy was actually making lewd and suggestive comments towards this lady. And remind you, this lady, she's of an alternate lifestyle.
Okay.
So since she's of an alternate lifestyle, he was asking he was saying questions towards her like if he could see um her and her significant other um have relations. And he was saying this on the job, I guess, towards her. So therefore, I can understand why she was feeling uncomfortable because there's certain stuff you shouldn't say in the job.
No, look. Let me tell you something. That's way over the line. I mean, because when you are in the presence of your significant other, that's your alone time, and it's not to be shared with anybody. And
Right.
and the fact that this person actually was making this crazy remark, I can't believe it. And I'm sorry, we also have the presence of Golden Goddess. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Hi,
Just
Gigi. How you doing?
yeah, I mean, look, if he wants to see that type of activity, he can always watch porn.
I mean, yeah, and it's like and it's how should I say it? It's a pen is actually a lot of stuff that's actually pending in my job right now because there's um there's a lot of how should I say, like there's a lot of creeps that I've heard that actually try to start a relationship with certain females in my job, and
Hmm.
I've seen females that just leave the job right after and nobody know what happened. But the thing is though, it's like a guy was working, a guy might have a female within the job, right? That's like
Yeah.
that might be his significant other, but yeah, he's trying to get a side piece. So it's like,
Okay.
yeah. So it's like, certain people don't feel like being disrespected, and I'm not sure if it's privy from the olden days and stuff. If a woman got disrespected, sometimes the husband actually will come to the job and fight the guy just because of that disrespect.
Yeah. I just want to acknowledge the presence of the 18th brother. Good evening. If you, anyone, if they want to join if they want to join the panel, the link is there. But I find it very bizarre. I find it cringeworthy. But unfortunately, we're dealing with people who treat the workplace like Tinder or Bumble, and that's
I
not the
mean,
case.
yeah. Prior to that incident, a person that I've had that I had problems with before his employment was terminated, he actually he actually was making lewd suggestions and starting fights with other coworkers because of a female that did not speak his language, which is English, because she only spoke Spanish. But yet, this guy was always into other people's business, making rumors and trying to be hostile towards coworkers, whether it was female or male. Either it was he was saying sexually lewd comments, or he wanted to fight guys because he thought that a special female was his.
Okay. Gigi, I understand. Like I said, you can always watch it on the playback when you have time. And I also want to acknowledge the presence of KFIT now. Good evening. The link is there. Anyone who feels free can join the panel. Now, right now, I'm sharing some um, ways that we can communicate with our female coworkers. So I already gave you the first five. Now the
All right.
next one is now the next one. Don't worry about how you will be perceived by others. Now, unfortunately, some people act a little strange when they see a man speaking with a female coworker, and then they all of a sudden, they get crazy assumptions. So you can't be worrying about what other people will think. And what I'm going to do is let's bring in Kfit.
Hey, K Fed, how
Good
you doing?
evening.
Hey Don, hi Jose, hello
Hey,
chat.
hey.
So how you doing? How you feeling today?
Well, I'm doing good. I got my COVID test results. I am negative, so hey, back to reality.
That's what's up.
I was on the
Okay.
lockdown for a week, so I'm back, y'all.
Okay. Let me just bring you up to speed. The topic for tonight is how can we work and interact with our female coworkers?
Ooh, that's a juicy one. There should be a lot of chicks in the chat and trying to join this panel.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? Hopefully some of them will. Um, you know, but the reason why I'm bringing up this topic, and in a way, I wish I didn't have to do it, but unfortunately, in many places, uh, women are not given the respect that they're given, and people don't act professionally towards women.
Preach, Jose, preach. You telling the truth.
And
Uh,
we have the presence of the one and the only, the fearless Hazel Green. Good evening. How you
Shout out
doing
to Hazel
tonight?
Green.
Hey, so, hey, girl.
Okay. So let me just, and I'm coming up with some ways to how we can communicate with the members of the opposite sex.
Can I make a
So
comment before you
another,
say that?
sure, no, go, sure, sure, by all means, go ahead.
I used to work in Presbyterian Hospital here in New York on 68th Street, and I remember being sexually harassed by a coworker, and it was very stressful and intimidating. Like I was really touched by this male coworker and everything, and he assumed I was okay with it. And I'm just like, what makes you think I'm okay with it? Like I was stereotyped because of what I looked like. And thank God it ended well. He apologized once he knew I was about to go up to HR. But it happens a lot in all industries. And I never gave this gentleman any indication that I was DTF or down for whatever. He just thought I was from the hood and, I was thick little juicy thing. I was young and I would be available. And I'm like, no, bro, where did you get that engagement from? Where did you get that from? It had to go to a HR thing. Really put
Um,
hands on me.
I mean, in the
Really?
wow.
Absolutely. This happened to me. I was in my mid 20s and he groped my butt and was trying to seduce me, talking about, yeah, you look good and all of this. I'm like, hold on, what makes you think that's how you approach a woman, let alone someone you don't know who works with you? And it was very stressful and intimidating. And I've had other engagements at other workplaces where I felt that intimidation by men, that lusty look, that disrespect of the undressing with the eyes, like you don't know a man is undressing you. It happens very often.
I mean, in that aspect, I could actually say that I have seen that myself with some of my male counterparts in past jobs that I've worked in. And another thing that I've actually seen, which I think is very disgusting, is in other job settings that I've actually worked in. You have certain people that you would see that they do not know what they're doing as far as the job and stuff. And then it's rumors. I can't really say if it's true or not, but certain people have said that certain women, like within jobs or whatever, have gotten their high position, and they was not really qualified for it because they actually had a sexual relationship with the supervisor or whatever the case may be. And I've um actually heard and seen a lot of that happen in my past workplaces.
I agree, Don, that happened in my current workplace, so I know that happens for sure.
Okay.
I mean,
I just, excuse me, I'm sorry, let me interrupt. I just want to acknowledge the presence of the introverted. Good evening, sir. Go ahead, Don Armando.
yeah, and to me, I've actually had a relationship and a job, and it did not end well. So right now that I'm in a relationship and that I'm married and everything, when I was in a relationship before I got married, I made sure that whatever job I go to, I say I'm married or I'm in a relationship, and I just put it out right there. So therefore, nobody will have, how should I say, any anything to try to come at me or try to set me up, because within the job place, whatever certain people, whether it's woman or man, they would like to talk about sexual things in the job. And well, you might think that you talking sexual stuff in the job with the female and she might be cool with it. She might be setting you up and writing down all the conversations that you have with her, with that person. And then when you go to HR, you wonder like what the heck you was doing. When the fact is, you thought you was talking to a friend.
Yeah. Let's bring in the introvert Boricua and to hear his point of view. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Don Jose. How you doing? Hey, Armando, K-Fit. How you
Hey,
guys?
Ramon.
All right, all right.
Hey.
Um, yeah. I mean, I thought I thought that the subject was gonna be kind of like when it comes to relating to people at the workplace. I didn't know that it was gonna get into the whole all the way into the harassment, the sexual harassment thing. Whoa. I- on that, I really don't have much to say because I haven't had to deal specifically with that. But yeah, there are instances in which people that are in certain positions of power over someone else, that they can abuse it and it can get into the whole bullying thing. So I personally haven't had to deal with that, unfortunately, but I have known people that have had to deal with harassment, and that's something I'm not gonna get into the details as to who I'm referring to, but I have it in my family. Somebody who is who is a woman, and she used to be in the military, and she had to deal with harassment there. I mean, it does get complicated there. Now, that was a number of years ago, and maybe they take that more seriously, but this relative of mine had to deal with some mess with dealing with sexual harassment in the military. So even there, that happens. Uh, but in the workplaces that I have been, I mean, recently, unfortunately, somebody that I worked with, they let him go because of an allegation of coming from somebody that had just recently started. But this is a woman who's a little older and married and with kids. She wasn't some young girl with perky features that will draw a lot of attention. This was a little somebody who was a little older. So I don't know if the allegations were really for real or they were a little bit frivolous because the man was somebody who had been working at the company for a long time, and he was a good dude. And I don't know. Uh, I haven't had to deal with it directly,
Okay.
but I do recognize that some of those things do happen. And when it comes to the whole relationship thing, we can make it about gender a little bit, and that's something that I would like to point out. But first, Jose, you were about to say something. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hold on to it before and you can
yeah.
continue.
Actually, what I'm going to be talking about now is how to set boundaries with female coworkers.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
that,
so
that
there's seven.
unfortunately, yeah. Go
Yeah,
on,
because
my bad.
there's seven. Yeah, because there's seven technical ways that we can respect male and female coworker boundaries. Number one, be open with your significant other about work relationships and, and communications. Number two, random meetings are bad for male female coworker boundaries. Uh, be clear about social interactions such as dinner invitations. Guard
Hmm.
your conversations and maintain professional distance. Any feedback?
Yes, yes, especially if one is at the workplace and one already has a significant other, then there is more at stake. There is more to risk there, and we're living in a time where people don't keep their mouth shut like that. So easily, some comments, something can get to HR easily. I mean, people talk a lot these days. I mean, they don't, they're not keeping secrets like that anymore. We don't live in those types anymore. Because there was a time when I was younger and I was like at the second place where that I worked, I did have a relationship with someone. I mean, there were no consequences because we really kept it to ourselves and nobody had to know about it, and things ended well and all of that. That was a long time ago when I was younger. But today, these days, I mean, uh, that's not something that I will deal with. I'm not gonna be risking my job. I'm not gonna be risking if I were in a relationship. I'm not gonna risk it. I mean, fortunately, the job that the work that I do, I'm working with people that are in my age group and older, and all of them are already taken, and they already have their marriages and all of that. So I'm not really too worried about that. The women that I work with are, most of them are older than me, so, and married. So I'm not trying to I'm not trying to get together with anybody.
Okay,
But
okay,
yeah.
okay. Let's bring in K-Fit or their point of view.
Sorry, I stepped away. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, we can
I
hear you.
said let's okay. We just
Oh,
discussed some ways to keep your work relationship professional. Do you have any comments regarding that?
I agree with Don Armando. What he said. If you come into the workplace and you let set the tone initially, that can definitely prevent that. So you don't fall into that trap, as well as possibly, just
Mhm.
correcting people. Maybe necessarily won't have to go to HR if you just stop people in their track before it's, a blurred line thing. If it feels wrong, it probably is wrong. So just speak up early.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there was a situation in my job where I'm currently working at right now. It was like a year ago that there was a lady that was asking me for money, and she always alluded that she wanted to get with me, always complimented me and everything like that. But she always would ask me about money or trying to go out in like in a sly way. And I always told her like in a direct way. I'm like, one day, I'll give you an example. So one day, in my job, I won something for perfect attendance or whatever the case may be on my job. So I guess that's raise on my check. So as soon as I got a raise on my check for, I guess, having perfect attendance for the year, um this woman comes to me. She was like, "Oh, um I, I heard you got that that bonus and everything like that. So why don't you try to give a little something to me?" I was like, "Okay, I'll give you something, but you got to ask my wife first."
mm-hmm.
And well, this was before I got married, so therefore I was like, "You got to ask my lady first." So the female who was with her went up and just laughed at her and was like, "Yo, she's only talking junk in Spanish."
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, though, people heard it and there was like they saw my position. And currently in my job, there's females that actually compliment me, or whatever the case may be. Give me the lustful eyes or whatever. I'm like, okay, but I just don't really pay attention to that because I'm about my work and in my life. Other than me just working, I just work, go home, and go to the gym. I don't really hang out here in Philadelphia because my thing is, though, if you try to hang out with certain people and everything like that out here, you hear a lot of trouble. And I've been here for like 5 years, and I've been doing the same way. If I want to hang out, I just hang out with my friends in New York. So out here, I'm not trying to diss people out here or anything like that. But I haven't met like-minded individuals that could say, like, okay, let's have fun. Like there'll be somebody that I can meet that will like, hey, how you doing? We chilling or whatever the case may be, right? Then the next
Hmm.
thing they always have a seedy background, or they're always into problems. Either it's a baby mother or something in the hood. So I'll just be like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna hang with you because I don't want to be caught up in the problems what your problem is, and then it affects me. So I I guess that's why I'm in the job. I don't try. I just do my work and I go home, because at the end, well, another thing that I could say, when you actually socialize with a whole bunch of people who are not of your same mindset, you will run into a lot of problems in the long run.
Okay.
I think
We
it's
have the
actually
persons.
common that a lot of people have office relationships. I think that's really common.
No, it's understandable why people at the workplace can end up hooking up, because they're seeing each other every day, and they have a tendency to talk to each other every day. They get to know each other because they have to. They kind of have to because they're in a work environment that kind of forces them to be around each other and be in contact and talk. Not always is that talk is going to be work related. Eventually they're going to be talking to each other about a little something personal, just a little bit, and just a little
Right.
bit. Over a long period of time, they do get to know each other, and then maybe it goes into, okay, so on Friday, you wanna hang out at this at this lounge or at this bar after work, get a drink or something. I mean, it starts out kind of very innocently, but it can go someplace else. Maybe they don't mean anything by it, but that happens. And one never really means it to be anything, not trying to do any harm, but it happens. It happens, especially if the workplace has a bar nearby or a lounge or a happy hour type of place. You can
Okay.
go from there. Hmm.
Okay, excuse me. I just want to acknowledge the presence of James Rogers, and he entered a comment saying, "Don't be naive. As a rule, women don't keep secrets with each other." I don't know if I would go that part. I would go to that degree. I mean, there are people that gossip, both male and female. And then we have the 18th letter says, Ramon, yup, no different from when met your significant other at school. And then we, of course, we have Don Armando said, yeah, I mean, my lifetime, I had women that said they wanted a relationship, etc. Now,
Hmm.
what I'm going to share what I'm going to share with you is tips how to manage your relationship with your work friends. Okay, and the first one is establish clear boundaries. One of the cornerstones of any friendship is the ability to confide personal information and trust. Number two, be inclusive. Number three, keep your actions and discussions professional. Number four, don't give preferential treatment. And number five, unfriend with class. Any remarks?
I think some of that stuff is a little bit out of date. But in 2022, the whole game in life is different. People are really selfless. Sex is really, not as sacred. People are really in open relationships. I don't know. Maybe that could work for some people. I don't think that works for everyone. I mean, where I work at is like the most craziest place I've ever been at, and I've seen people have sex at work, not with my eyes, but I've heard about it as a union rep. So I see a lot of crazy things in New York, and not even at this job, at other jobs, I've heard about people having sexual relationships. So I guess it could work depending on your demeanor and your demand. As Don said, I think the best thing for anyone to do is put it out there. So at this point, once you put it out there, you're just being disrespectful. You're not confused. You were misled. It is what it is. But there are the women that they do what Don said. They'll come for you, they'll chase you until you give in, or they'll be sexy or over sexually dressed, and it's not, no one says anything to a woman about her breasts being, you know, out the button shirt or whatever the case is. Like, some things are just not checked and corrected in some of these work environments. You take these trainings, but no one actually enforces these policies and these rules at work, and that's why I think these things happen in the workplace because it's not enforced.
Okay. Anybody else?
Um, when it comes to when it comes to that, yes, there are certain office environments. I haven't been working in an office environment in a long time, um, where there could be younger co-workers that look good and they know they look good and they dress as and they dress accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
They dress accordingly, like Kefi was describing. They dress accordingly to make sure that they the way that they dress accentuate their features, and they do get attention. They draw attention to themselves. They do that intentionally. But if a man were to say something, I mean, we're flesh and blood. A man were to say something, then we're the bad guy. Then we're gonna get reported to HR, and we don't mean anything. We're just doing what a man does, which is just responding to the attractiveness. I mean, I know in the workplace it's gonna be seen as inappropriate, but yeah, like if he was saying, there are women that love that kind of attention. Even if they're not gonna be doing anything with the guy, there are women that play those games. I mean, I love the ladies, but they need to be called out when they play games. It happens. It happens, and one has to, as a man in a workplace, work environment, one has to be disciplined. It can be difficult, but one has to be disciplined. In a work environment where there are all of these good-looking, attractive, fine women, you have to be disciplined. I mean, it's especially difficult if one is single and one is not taking like that. One kind of like starts uh, thinking about, what if I were to tell her, hey, let's hang out at this place, at this spot, close to the workplace. I mean, I'll say that because I have done it. I have done it, but it never really got into. It never escalating into anything bad. Nothing happened in my case, but there are certain instances in which it can escalate into something, or maybe things don't work out, and then maybe the environment becomes all tense because these people still have to see each other every day. Things didn't work out, so sometimes it's better not to do that. Not to do that, not to be involved like that with coworkers, because if things don't work out, you're still gonna have to see the people every day at work, and it can get very awkward.
Okay, it looks like we lost K-Fit. I mean, I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Um,
she'll come back.
okay, but I remember one time I was talking with a female coworker from another department, and she happens to be a union rep like myself.
Hmm.
So we were talking one day, and and then all of a sudden someone made a comment. It's like, "Oh, are you interested in her?" And it's like, "What?" Okay, first of all, A, it's none of your business. B, a guy can have a conversation with a female and it doesn't have to be anything sexual. And I just want to acknowledge the presence of the Blazing King. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Thank you very much for stopping by. Now, I want to ask the guys a question, and I'm going to ask if there's any ladies in the chat this question. Can male and female co-workers be friends?
I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't have a friendships work. There was only one co-worker that I had at my current job. With somebody that I was actually cool with, but she was older. She was an older lady. I would look at her like an aunt, like a cool aunt. That's how I looked at her, because she was many years older than me. So I wasn't interested in her like that. But I don't do it. Somebody who is in my age groups, he's around the same age as I am. No, no, I don't do it.
Okay.
Um, me,
Okay.
I
And
actually have.
okay, see, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just want to acknowledge the presence of Puerto Rican. Good evening. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Don Armando.
Um, I mean, yes, because if you're mature and a woman is mature, have the same mature level, y'all could actually be friends, but then you could be friends with certain boundaries, or you could be professional. For example, I've had friends that I've made in workplaces and stuff to the point that me and them actually became like family. And it's not and it's not about about trying to get with the person or anything like that, because at the end that person will respect you and you will respect them. And some of the friends that I've had over the years were of the opposite sex, and we've actually vibed along great, meaning that we could be the same age or not the same age. We actually kept in touch with each other over the years through Facebook and such. So there's no there's, how should I say, no hidden agendas or anything like that. People that actually congratulate you on what you're doing and everything like that. So if that person is real and level headed and you're real and level headed, yeah, you can have a friendship with anybody as long as you set those boundaries that I'm not to be played with.
Okay. Now, Pana Rican made a comment that the only way it could be done if one of the friends is unattractive or older. Um, I'm gonna talk about my personal experience. Okay, I have had female co-workers who were actually real friends, and then I have female co-workers that was just like associates, people that I work with. Okay, that's a different thing altogether, and I think it does require a a certain amount of maturity and understanding. Um, and also, you have to be mindful of what you say, because you can say the most innocent thing to a female and it could be taken the wrong way. I mean, for example, nowadays, if I see someone that looks attractive, I can't say they look attractive. I will say that that outfit is very becoming, or you wear that outfit very well, or you wear that color very well. Because I don't want to say something like she's beautiful, and next thing you know, I get called to my bureau chief and talk about, well, why did you say that? Because even though it was nothing, harmful, it's just that unfortunately that is the nature of things. You have to be very careful, because something as simple as saying to a female that they look beautiful or they look attractive or whatever, that can get you into trouble.
Yeah, the only woman that I actually might give a compliment here and there are the women that are already grandmothers, so they don't mind. They know that I don't mean anything by it. Anything, I don't really mean anything sexual. There is one of my coworkers that sometimes she wears this perfume, this strong perfume, and I go and I just tell her like, you have that womanly smell on you, and it sounds very forward. What I just said, I know it sounds very forward, but she knows that I said as kind of like a joke, and this is somebody who is a grandmother, so she doesn't care, and she's fine with it. She understands where I'm coming from with it. But yeah, I have told her, because she likes to wear sometimes this very strong perfume, this very that smells really good, and I have told her, oh, you smell like a woman. So yeah, sounds bad. I know, but it has to be taken in context. This is a grandmother. I'm just playing. So you have to be very careful who you talk to in complimentary manner, so that you don't you don't get into some trouble. If it's as a man, if it's somebody who is younger than you or in your own age group, be very careful with the compliments. Very careful. So
Um,
yeah. Mhm.
I gotta tell this funny story. First of all, let me just acknowledge the fact that Reese from Philly is on the chat. Is in the chat. Good
Mhm.
evening, sir. Now I remember 2.5 years ago, our union had this big fancy banquet, okay, at this very expensive place in a part of New York called Queens. So of course, when you go to a banquet, you're gonna dress. You're gonna make sure you dress appropriate. You're gonna wear a pair of slacks. You're gonna wear a shirt. You're gonna wear a tie. You're gonna wear a jacket, and what have you. And the ladies are going to dress in professional attire, so to speak. So then there was this one person who is also another union rep who looks like who actually came to the event with a very extremely short leopard mini skirt with leopard boots on, and then she approached me, and then she asked me, "Jose, how do I look?"
Oh,
And it's like,
that's a hoochie mama.
I mean, so it's like, I didn't want to hurt her feelings, but I couldn't lie. So I said to her, "Well, you can dress any way you wish, but if I were you, I would not come in that attire because this is a banquet."
Yeah, yeah.
This is
So
not.
this
This
is
is
this is
not. This
somebody.
is not.
Uh-huh.
Well, she's an old. First of all, she's older than me. I mean, a good 10 years older than me. And she's
Damn,
trying
man,
to
oh
dress like
hoochie
some.
mama. Hot damn.
I'm sorry, but she looked like she was. She looked like she was a very old 304.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, I didn't want to take it all the way to 304, but that's what I was calling her, a hoochie mama. Somebody 70 years old wearing animal prints? What the hell? Somebody needs to add her age.
Trust me, I've seen that.
Yeah.
And it didn't end good.
Okay.
No.
Now I appreciate the fact that there's 7 people are watching the stream, but come on, guys, there's only 4 likes. Likes doesn't cost you anything, people. Okay, it's not like I'm asking you to hit me up with the cash app. Please hit me up with a like and show some love. Especially
right?
when I'm coming up with these funny stories.
Damn, so
No,
70-year-old hoochie mama. Damn.
Okay, I mean, you know what? To each one's own. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, lordy. But look, the fact of the matter is, I have never dated a coworker. First of all, every place I work with, when there's females, most of them are married or they have a significant other. Now, in my case, in my department, I'm the only male.
Oh, so you're surrounded, but you have a whole department to yourself with the ladies.
Yeah, but first of all, every one of them is married.
Of course. What does that have to do with anything?
Other. So it's like.
No, I'm playing. That's a response that you hear these days. You say, "Oh, they're married." Oh, what does that have to do with anything? There are people that will say something like that these days. No, but I get it. My bad.
Okay. Again, people. I mean, come on. There's 9 people watching, and there's only 4 likes. I'm a little disappointed. Okay. It's getting a little better. It's 6 likes. Let's see if we can add at least a couple likes here or there. I mean, come on. I mean, it is kind of funny when you think about it. But truthfully, I have never been approached by a female in that way. But then again, I work in social services, which is a little different. In general, there's more females than males.
Yeah. That's a field that is usually women that work at that. It's not common for men to do that. Yeah.
What I'm going to do.
Salud.
I'm going to See me. I just I drank something and it went down the wrong way.
Uh,
Um, just to let everybody know, I drink tea or water. I don't drink anything else.
mm, all right.
So
Good.
the link is there. If there's anyone that wishes to enter the panel, by all means do so. If there are any ladies, particularly you ladies, please. If there's any ladies out there, I would appreciate it if you join the panel, express your point of view. And then we have, okay, I think men need to lift women in the work, especially now. It's not like back in the day.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
not like back in the day, because back in the day, I did date somebody, but I was young enough, and the people that I worked with were all young, and most of it was at a time when people didn't have significant others yet, didn't were not married yet. It was at a very young time in life. So when you become more of an adult and you are more into your 20s, in your late 20s, people start to pair up and getting married and getting into more stable relationships, more committed. So they don't have time to be fooling around with people that they work with. And when one gets older, there is more at stake, and one has to take the workplace more seriously. So yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Men have to do that. We as men, we have to leave the co-workers alone.
Yeah. That could be, excuse me, that could be a very tricky topic trying to date a
Hmm.
coworker because if it doesn't work out, everybody knows it, and I mean everybody. And I see here we have the presence of the one and only Morena. Good evenings, ma'am. How you doing tonight? Thank you very much for stopping by.
Hey, Morena Mami, ¿qué pasó? Hit the link. Join us. We could use the boy of one of the ladies. I mean, we had one, but her phone died. So it's us the guys. So we could use a female perspective on the
I mean,
panel.
yes, the whole point. Okay, good. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Look, you see, the whole point. I mean, the whole point regarding all this is try to bring up topics that ladies can relate to. Okay, and hopefully everyone's finding receiving the topic very well. And the fact of the matter is, I really would appreciate if some other lady would please join us. I mean, I'm sure some ladies are sick and tired of all this milk, this testosterone. Okay, and then I see here, I'm always the only woman on the panel. Well, I don't know what I can say, what to say about them right now. I mean, it does seem that way, particularly on your own platform. Um, I wonder how is Fulana doing. So, but getting back to the topic. When everything is said and done, we're all there to do our respective jobs. Okay, it's not a place to. Okay, okay. It's not here to to hook up. If you want to hook up, there's lots of places you can do so. There's lots of websites to hook up. There's and other than Tinder and Bumble. I mean, unfortunately, some people they don't understand that. And let's get Don
Mhm.
Amando's point of view.
I mean, it's like there's a lot of stuff that's actually happening in the workplace. So if a person want to hook up or whatever, You just have to make sure that person's of the same mindset, and you won't get fired later on down the line. But then even that's is tricky. So therefore, I just stay to myself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in in the area that I work, you see, it's a little different because there's a thing called due process. I mean, in order for a municipal employee that's been certified, um, it takes a lot for that person to lose their job. And we have the presence of Sundown, and his comment is, "Don't date a coworker." I have never done that, and I don't think I will do that.
Hey, Sundown, what's going on? Hey, come on up. I was just mentioning that I have a relative who was in the military and she had to deal with sexual harassment and all. And I understand that you're in the military. Maybe you know something. I'm not saying something that you did or has something to do with you, but maybe you know something about that happens in that happens in the military. You're a military guy. I'm sure that you know some stories or some instances of kind of like dating going things situation going wrong. But that's going into the more extreme when there is kind of like instances of um, domestic abuse or some kind of assault. Okay,
Okay.
I see.
Let me just address what Puerto Rican says. That doesn't exist anymore, Jose. You see how due process is being thrown out the window. Okay, in a lot of places, it is true. But when you work for municipal government, it still exists.
Hmm.
At least as far as New York City is. I cannot speak for any other municipality. And we have the presence of Smoothio. Good evening. It's been a long time since we've seen you. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Hey, Smodio, what's up?
And Panabika says women shouldn't be dating military guy necessarily either. Well, um, I'm not going to make a comment because I've never served in the military. I mean, so I can't say either way. I don't have a dog in the fight regarding this. Um,
No, but at least then when it comes to dating, just to dating a coworker, it doesn't have to get into that part.
yes. Well, thank you, Smoothio, for stopping by. Okay, let me just. Okay. Donna, do you have anything? Okay, wait a minute. We have. Let's see if we can bring in. Okay. Okay. For some reason, I'm having some trouble adding Sundown. So I don't know
Okay,
whether it's my side or his side.
okay. If you're having difficulty, then sometime if you can hear me, click out of the backstage and then use the link to click back in. Try
Oh, wait.
try do.
Okay. Wait a minute. I think I can. Okay. I think I can bring it in now. Let's see.
Hello. How's everything going?
Good evening, Sundown.
Good
Hey,
evening.
hey,
Hey,
what's going on?
Sundown.
What's up? What's up? Listen,
Chilling.
disclaimer. Y'all know what happened the last time I talked about this.
Yeah, I remember. I remember now. I recall because for a
I
moment I wasn't remembering that incident with certain somebody that were whose name we're not gonna mention. Yeah, I remember. I remember. So, but at least if there is something that you wanted to add when it comes to dating coworkers, just dating coworkers. No, oh, we lost Sundown.
Um,
Yeah,
so
we
I've
just.
always had a good rule of thumb to never date somebody that I see every day because
Okay, looks like we
I have
lost Kate.
seen it to
Okay.
where
Oh,
no, I've seen it
okay.
to where like
We
say,
just lost Kate again. Good evening, Sundown.
how's it going?
yeah, we
Um,
good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen
when you say
people
when you saying Sundown.
date inside of
Oh.
okay, can you
Yeah, we're here. Oh,
Can you guys?
yeah,
Okay,
we hear you.
sundown. Click out of the backstage. Click out of the if this is gonna keep going. Click out of the backstage. Then use the link to click back in. Let's try that because apparently there is difficulty in keeping you on the panel.
Okay.
And you said
Okay.
K-Fit. Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay. I see we have the radical Latino in the chat. Good. Okay, and we just lost. Okay. Okay. So
Now let Sundown come back. If
let me.
if you can hear me. The thing for K-Fit, if K-Fit is having difficulty coming in and you're having difficulty putting her on the panel, click out of the backstage and then click back in. Because that could help.
Okay. Let me see. Just give me a moment. Unfortunately, these technical things do happen. Okay, for some reason.
Hey, Radical. You're asking about Hazel. Yeah, Hazel was here a few minutes back, and she posted a couple of comments. So, yeah, maybe she's listening.
Yeah.
What's going on, Jose? Okay.
Okay, okay. I don't know. For some reason, I'm having some difficulty. I may have to I may have to refresh the server because I cannot add Sundown, and for some okay. I mean, okay. Okay, I see the device is not connected, so I don't know whether it is by his end. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to refresh the server. When that might happen, that might kick me out, but at least I can come back in. So then,
okay.
Let's see.
You were saying, yeah, that's right. Radical is saying that if it shows that Sundown's device is not connected, then that might be something that he needs to check on his part, on his device. So it may not be you, Jose. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're having that issue with keeping somebody on the panel.
For some reason. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I just got a message. Don't restart because it's on his end. Okay. Sundown, if you can hear me. Okay. 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 For some reason, but the page is not. I'm gonna exit and come back, and it takes care of that. So I'll just continue the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, no problem, because we're having difficulty hearing you. So yeah, maybe you need to do a restart. So, okay, Radical, you were saying you can put someone on the panel. If it says device not connected, that means you can't add them. You all fart. He's not gonna like that last part. Yeah. But I mentioned to Sundown that maybe there could be an issue with his device. I don't know if he's on his phone. There is a chance that it could be on his phone. But that's the thing. That's what I keep telling people, not to try to use StreamYard on their phones, because StreamYard is not very phone friendly. There might be some like higher end phones that are more capable of running StreamYards, but StreamYard is very resource heavy. I mean, it uses a lot of resources on a phone, because I've had to deal with trying to use StreamYard, and little by little I feel like my phone is getting hot, because apparently it has to struggle with it. So I don't recommend using StreamYard on a phone. You try to use some type of laptop, or at least a Chromebook, because it seems to be more compatible with the Chrome browser. Yeah. So Armando, something I wanted to ask you now that you're here. You mentioned something about being at the Dominican parade.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was it? Was it good? Was it fun?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great. Bad Bunny was there, Prince Royce was there, and I was actually walking in the parade with Jaxiel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Bad Bunny was there. God damn. I mean,
yeah.
he's killing it right now with these shows, these concerts.
Okay,
Are
hello?
all packed.
And then on top of it, I heard that movie was good too. That he starred with Brad Pitt.
I haven't seen it. I know about it. I know about it, but I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, Morena, that's what I'm saying. I don't recommend it. I mean, using StreamYard on a phone.
Okay.
That wasn't the real Bad Bunny. Hey, come on, Smoothie.
How you gonna go and say that? I was up in 36th Street with the dude. Like, come on.
So Smoothie is saying that that was an imposter? That what you're saying?
Please, we was up in 36th Street with me and Jock said was up in 36th Street with the armband pass. So yeah, of course that was Bad Bunny.
Okay. Did he have like a little braid over his forehead?
I think his hair was really curly or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people were saying that he was an imposter, but me and Joxel, we actually was up in 36th Street, like in the back of the parade and everything like that, because I had the armband pass. So to me, that was the real Bad Bunny.
Okay. No, I see what Smoothie is saying. So the fraud was that. Oh, okay. Hey,
and to Danny, you're an idiot. It's funny how people will be like, oh yeah, I'm a fraud or everything like that. But guess what? I was with Fighter in the parade. So go figure.
Okay.
Okay. What's going on, Danny? that is trolling you.
Yeah, Danny's a troll without a face, so therefore he's a bitch.
Oh. I
say it.
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
I hear you now.
I hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as I was saying, let me make sure I don't get kicked out. Okay. What I was saying is, as a good rule of thumb, I've never talked to a coworker, and the reason why is because I feel like it kind of puts a strain on your relationship. I know people personally who've dated inside of their squadron, and when you're in a relationship and you work together, everybody sees it. So if you're having a bad day, or if y'all are kind of at odds with each other, people are going to pick up on that, and people are going to try to pry, People are gonna, ask little questions here. People are gonna gauge you guys, and it just makes the relationship worse. Now, I've known some people who have, been in relationships and it worked out good, but a vast majority of time it doesn't.
Okay.
Almost feel like your relationship is on display for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. No, I get it. I understand, especially in these times and the way that society is. I mean, one cannot fraternize, as they used to call it, with somebody that you
So
work.
fraternization in the military, it means so a good rule of thumb is date up one rank
Mm-hmm.
or date down one rank. Once you start to, like, let's say if a person is, say, like a E2 and they're talking to an E6, then that's a problem. Or if you have an E7 talking to an E5, then it gets looked at as a problem. But as far as like you being enlisted and dating an officer, that's forbidden. Unless the person that you were talking to was enlisted and then crossed over, or if y'all were married before they came in. Because like if they catch you like in an open relationship with an officer, especially in the same squadron, there's repercussions with that. They can't even, so officers don't even like frequent the same areas that enlisted do. So like if you go to a chow hall, which is like a cafeteria, so if you go eat there and it's enlisted, then the officers have their own like cafeteria to themselves, so they don't intermingle like that. It's usually strictly business between the two.
I see. Okay. I didn't know that it was divided like that by rank, by the hierarchy, even in a kind of like a dining, like a mess hall or cafeteria.
So officers have their own mess halls. Enlisteds have their own mess halls. Sometimes you might see an officer eating in an enlisted mess hall, but that's only if, say, it's an event, like if their mess hall closed and they have to come over, and vice versa. They try to keep it as professional as they can. No fraternization.
Okay.
Guys, I apologize. It's just that I've been having some technical difficulties. I'm going to drop the link again. Guys, if anyone would going to join the panel, I would appreciate it that they do so, because I can't keep dropping the link with all the technical difficulties I have. So I really would appreciate it if I drop it. Someone would please join, because I'm having a lot of problems now.
Oh, I see. Well,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you were saying, any of you guys?
Yeah. You were asking me to touch on like SA.
No, maybe no. If you wanna give kind of like a kind of like only touch on the surface of the subject, but not go too much into it. I mean, you don't have to.
Well, no, I mean, look, y'all are different. Y'all aren't mentally unstable. So I feel like I can kind of explain it and you'll understand it. So at one point in time, it was an issue. There were reports, and it was for men as well, that complained that there were some issues going on with them in that manner. And a lot of times it went on deaf ears. But in like the past 20 years, that's been the military's main focus. I don't know about like the other branches, but I know like in the Air Force, they touch on that like every 3 months. You have to get a refresher course on it, and you have to basically go over the whole zero tolerance policy that we have. If you are suspected of doing something, then there's certain I believe there's certain measures that you take. You have like an open investigation. Sometimes you have a closed investigation. and so on and so forth. So if, let's say if you and me are having a conversation, right? You and me, Ramon,
Yes.
and you make a sexual joke, and I laugh, but Don Armando, he's sitting 2 tables away from us, and he hears it, and he doesn't like it at all. He could go report, and there can be an investigation put on the both of us.
Over something. Come on, over something
Yes.
that a
Yes.
third party who wasn't part of the conversation.
Yes.
They can feel. Oh shit.
Exactly. Yes. So you and me could be having a conversation. Somebody can overhear what we're talking about, and then they can report us. It doesn't necessarily have to be me reporting you.
Mhm.
Somebody else can hear something and think that it's, you know, a little too subjective, and then they can go back to their chain of command and tell. And that person will remain anonymous, and there'll be a background investigation opened on both of us, and then they'll go accordingly to whatever it is that they find. Now, if let's say you have some people living in the dorms, and one happens to be a female, because in the Air Force, depending on the AFSC, which is your job, some of the dorms are co-ed, meaning that you have both sexes living in there. And like, yeah, and like, let's say you guys get drunk and you decide to go into a girl's room and you pass out on her bed, and she doesn't give you like the okay to come in her room, and she wakes up and she finds you in her bed, then she can report, and there will be an investigation on you, because that's
There shouldn't be co-ed co-ed dorms. There shouldn't be that, specifically to help prevent that.
I don't think it should be co-ed dorms for a lot of reasons. Number one is because the STD rate skyrockets. So when I was in tech school, I'm in a all male career field, so there were no women, so we didn't have to worry about, you know, that happening. But when you look at these other career fields that are co-ed, it's always going to be a higher percentage of STDs. It's always going to be a higher percentage of SA. It's always going to be a higher percentage of someone accusing someone of, you know, discriminating against them due to sex. So in my opinion, I would just say female dorms, male dorms.
Right. Right.
Okay, excuse me. Okay, excuse me. I don't know what's going on with the chat, because I'm still trying to deal with the Wi-Fi situation. If we could just be a little bit more civil, please.
Yeah, we'll be civil if certain people stop being idiots. That's all I got to say.
We don't. I'm fine, and I shouldn't. Okay, so let's try to keep it civil, please. And I'm not pointing out on anybody in particular. I'm just saying, let's try to keep it civil. I mean, we're having a conversation regarding how to interact with female coworkers. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sundown.
Like, and just going back to the whole coworker, talking to the coworker, when you guys break up, then it becomes, you know, depending on how the breakup happens. But like, let's say if it's a bad breakup and y'all have to see each other every day, then that makes the atmosphere a little more toxic, because you're not going to want to be around that person. You're not going to want to talk to that person. It was a messy breakup, but then you got to see each other every day.
Yeah, at least awkward. We were mentioning something about that a few minutes back. So yeah, you're right. You're correct.
Okay.
Like I said, you're under a microscope. Everybody's going to see it. And if it's a messy breakup, everybody's gonna have something to say, and then you're gonna be public spectacle because every time you come in, they're gonna be like, "Oh, there goes one." And then when the next one comes in, everybody's gonna stop, and everybody's gonna pull the popcorn out, and everybody's gonna look, and they're gonna be like, "Okay, let's see how this is gonna go. Let's see how this is gonna play out."
Yeah. But the whole co-ed thing that you were just describing, I don't agree with that because you're just kind of like provoking a situation from happening. I mean, a lot of these young soldiers have raging hormones, and they're trying to they're trying to get some action somehow, and they think that there is nothing wrong with it. They're not thinking to. They're not thinking
All
to.
right, so I'll say this. So the Army, they just made the infantry co-ed, meaning that there's women in the infantry now.
Mhm.
So the infantry only has one what do they call it? They have one AIT, and that's at Fort Benning, which is in Georgia. Only infantry go to Fort Benning. So when they started letting the girls come in, boom, there were cases of guys sneaking from one place to the next, messing around with the girls.
Yeah.
Some drill sergeants got caught up messing around with girls.
Bad.
It's like, listen, we talked about it. We were like, because I get attached to the infantry, so we were talking about it, and I was like, I guarantee you, if you bring women around these guys are high strung, a lot of testosterone, and then those girls are going to be high strung. That's only a recipe for disaster. And boom, as soon as they started letting the women in, it happened. So
Okay,
it was like, well, I didn't saw that coming.
Okay.
But the quick question,
Okay.
and who advocated for that to be co-ed? Do you know anything about that? Who advocated for that? Because that sounded like the result of some feminist demand.
You got a bunch of, unfortunately, you got a bunch of our chain of command that's very liberal, and they have this new saying: if a person can pass those tests, and if a person can qualify and pass the like if they meet the score, if they pass the physical requirements, by law you cannot stop them from trying out what they want to try out, male or female.
Okay.
So if women can pass the infantry PT test and they want to be infantry, then you cannot stop them from going.
Okay. I
Okay.
see.
Okay, excuse me. I just want to say thank you, Blazing King, for stopping by. Really appreciate your input. Just want to acknowledge the 18th brother. If any of my moderators can unblock Blood Moon, I'm going to ask you, please keep it within the context of the conversation. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you. Good evening, Rakim.
What's up to everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
We
Yo,
good.
We're good.
Hey, Rakim.
My boy Ramon.
Hey, what's up?
Um, nothing much, nothing much. Getting ready for work. I just wanted to chime in a little bit and throw my.
Can you speak up? I mean, we're having a little difficulty hearing you.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to chime in real quick, throw my 2 cents on the poker table, and just talk about this whole professional relationship thing, or maintaining a professional relationship with the opposite sex. Yeah, it is definitely it's you definitely, like, as a man, you definitely have to be careful because the way things are going right now at this particular point with the whole Me Too movement and sexual harassment and different things like that. Not saying that that doesn't necessarily occur when it comes to men, but I believe it has been 3 to 4 times magnified within the last 10 to 15 years. And you can, be put in a situation where you are pretty much blackmailed or extorted for whatever reason. And you can find yourself in a situation where you can lose your job or even worse, have that on your reputation. And that's the last thing that you want. relationships at the office does happen, or relationships at the job does happen, like what Ramon had covered um, when it comes to situations where you have young women and young men working in the same place and interacting with each other. That's going to be bound to happen. You're also going to have situations where you're going to have people of a high authority messing around with other people. It don't just happen with men per se. It does happen with women as well, because I worked a job where it was mostly women in management, and they was eyeing up the young boys that worked in different sectors of the job. And I've seen a few things and heard a few things. So it has a lot to do with people that's being in positions of power, and if they don't have a solid foundation or anything that's going on, or feel like that they have more to lose and they willing to risk it, then that's what they're going to do.
Got you.
Okay, guys, can we just stick with the topic, please?
You're talking about you're talking
I
about
mean,
the
because
chat.
yeah,
No,
please,
come on,
let's
guys,
stick.
come on, guys. I
Let's
mean,
because
I
come
know,
on
that is
because look, I don't mind it going a little bit, but in this platform, I do try to keep it respectable. Okay, everybody is welcome, but let's show some mutual respect, please. I'm sorry. Whoever wants to continue, go ahead.
okay. And any of you guys? I mean, no, I agree. I agree with what Rakim is saying. So, anybody else? I wanted to chime in.
Okay. Well, if there's any, no, if there's any of the ladies that's still on the chat, if they have any comments to say regarding the topic, which is how to maintain professional relationship with your female coworkers, you're more than welcome. Let's try to keep with the topic, please.
And something that I wanted to add, the same way that I don't agree with the military being co-ed, that by the same token, in Sundown, you know what I'm talking about, because maybe you are somebody who goes to the gym regularly. The whole thing with the gyms, all of these instances, and we're seeing these TikTok videos or of these women that go to the gym and they complain because somebody looked at them and they blow it out of proportion, and but they make sure that their phone is filming, so they can they can catch somebody casually looking at them while they take their shirt off to show their top or something like that, and then they wanna cry harassment because somebody casually looked at them because they're taking off something, and it's very frivolous. And I think by the same token, I think that gyms also should be kind of like segregated by gender to avoid that.
Well, I mean, that there would be pushback because people have said that, but then again, people have countered, those talking points with, oh well, that's discrimination because you want us to go work out here, but one team, one fight. We should be able to work out where we want to work out. But the thing about, the whole instance, and I know the video that you're talking about, that happens all the time because like it's a natural reaction. If you see somebody, like, it could be a guy, right? And you can be working out, and if they take off their shirt, it's a natural reaction to look because it's something that's catching your attention. It doesn't mean that you're
Mhm.
into the person. And a lot of women, some women do that on purpose. They'll be you'll be working out, and then they'll come right by you, and then they'll sit their phone like the little tripod down with the phone attached to it and it's recording, and you're going to look into the camera naturally because it just grabs your attention. So you're like, what is that? Okay, whatever. And then you go back, but then they can spin it and be like, oh, I caught this guy looking at me. He always looks at me, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's something that people are trying to crack down on that, because you have a lot of women speaking out on that as well, because it makes them look bad. And you got a lot of guys that are, confronting that situation too. And it's not just guy on girl that's doing it. It's, you got people with big egos, and they'll see somebody do something and then they'll record them and put it out there and be like, what the hell is this guy doing? This guy, he looks stupid doing this, whatnot, just to make themselves look better.
Okay, first of all, I just want to acknowledge the fact that 13 people have liked this stream, and I just want to say thank you very much. And Morena agrees with you, Sundown. Now, Donna Mondo, do you have anything else to add in regards to tonight's topic?
I mean, if you actually look at it now, it's an open playing field. If you actually look at it, it's not only men versus women anymore. It could be the same sex versus the same sex, because now you got certain people who are of the alphabet community. They'll try to discriminate on you. And then, like, say, if you go to HR on them, just because they're doing something against you, it might not even work in your favor, because they'll try to say, oh, you're discriminating against that person because of whatsoever. So therefore, right now, it's an open playing field. So it's like sometimes you could even try to report,
Okay.
and it could actually blow back in your face by retribution or something underhand. There's always going to be some retaliation in the job whatsoever if that person has power.
Okay. I just want to acknowledge the presence of Denise in the chat. Good evening, daughter. Thank you for stopping by. The topic is how to maintain professional relationship with your female co-workers. If you wish to add a comment regarding that topic, you're more than welcome to do so. If you want to join the panel, it's perfectly fine. Okay. Que Dios te bendiga, hija. I'm sorry. Joaquin, do you have anything else you wish to add?
Joaquin, can you hear?
Maybe
I don't know
he
if
stepped away.
he's out of
Maybe,
maybe stepped out of
it
it.
could
Yeah,
have been he
it's
stepped
just
away.
sad. It's just crazy how, things are now.
Yeah.
It's kind of, there are only so many places that I will go these days. I mean, if I were to any public place, I try to be by myself as much as I can. I mean, it might change eventually if I have a significant other, but not just in the workplace. Then it's just about everywhere else. When as a man, I don't have to acknowledge even the presence of a woman, which I hate, because sometimes I do want to talk a little bit and talk a little shit, and all in fun, in a harmless manner. But because we're living in a time where trying to talk to somebody in a harmless manner when one doesn't mean anything, and they want to take it as somebody making an advance and that they don't welcome, then I would rather not say anything at all. And that's what they wanted. That's what this certain mother woman wanted. Not us. We didn't wanted it. They wanted it.
Mhm.
So let's give them that. They're flexing their power. So let's give them what they want.
Okay. I just want to acknowledge the presence of the unknown. Good evening, sir. And he says, this is why I say drama should be for the teens and early 20s, because we got all as people is starting drama and fighting. it's sad.
Oh well,
Okay,
well.
and
I mean,
then I don't. Okay,
no, I get what you're saying, Danny.
I agree. I agree with him.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, Danny. Fortunately, I'm working with older people, so I'm a little more comfortable. They come from a different time where they don't get offended that easily. And here in the South, it's kind of like a bit of a different vibe. I mean, people don't get all offended easily. Uh, but but sometimes we do get certain folks that come from like the West Coast that they have started working at the workplace that I'm at, and they do bring certain attitudes that can cause static. I have already observed it with a couple of people that are from the West Coast. They started working at where I'm at, and with I already had an argument with one of them that I ended up having to do an interview about that with one of the higher ups. That had never happened to me before, and the other was involved in a situation where somebody got fired. So I'm seeing a bit of a pattern.
okay. Excuse me. I just want to acknowledge this comment that Denise made. Even if you're talking about something that you might find funny to your coworker, now that's also considered sexual harassment. I feel so sad and impotent for the men out here. And then um, Danny
That's
says,
what I said earlier.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't even joke around because somebody else can overhear what you say and take offense to it
Yeah.
That's true.
and report you. So it's like
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
a lot of walking on eggshells because you can't say this because it might be considered insensitive to this group of people. You can't say this because it might be, disrespectful to this sex of people. Then you can't say something because it might be taken as disrespectful to this religious group. So it's just like work is almost like you go in and you just stay in a bubble because you can't really say anything because somebody might take offense to it.
Yeah, that is true in the professional settings. Sadly,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. And something that I wanna add on to a comment that Denise just put in the chat. I don't know if you can highlight it, Don Jose, where she says, "My mentor back in the day was an older lady that used to tell me all the time that if you had to hire new employees, hire men because women are problematic," and she was 1,000% right. Denise, it just so happens that I saw a video a couple of days ago in which there were it was kind of like a meeting where there were mostly women and they were talking about how there should be better hiring practices in workplaces. To certain workplaces they should hire more women just because they are women, not necessarily because they have the qualification, but to fill a mandated quota. And there was this girl that came out, this young woman that stood up in the meeting and said and said the most inconvenient truth ever. She was talking about, she had an accent. She sounded like she could be Eastern European, and she was talking about that she had a tech company, and she was hiring. Don Armando, if you can check your tab, because I was hearing an echo. And this young woman was talking about that she tried to hire women, and they will be lazy, they will be late on everything, they will be problematic, they will be taking too many breaks. They were not. She was losing money hiring women, and that ended when she started hiring men. Because at a tech company, they were doing programming and things like that. So yeah, this was a woman, a young woman with a tech company, specifically talking about that she stopped hiring women because of that. She was better off. She was more productive, getting things done better when she was hiring men. So you see, something that I wanna put out there is that there might be, to some people, there might be this belief that we men, we get all intimidated and we get all insecure and our little egos get hurt because we're having a woman as a boss. That's not true. If the boss is a professional, she can be a woman all she wants. As long as she remains professional, then she doesn't make gender an issue in our interactions, then we as men, we're not going to have a problem with having a woman as a boss. I've had female bosses, but as long as the interaction and the relationship remains professional, then there is really not a problem. Now, something that I have observed that to be a problem is when you have the female boss with female with women working under her. That's when that has a tendency to be a problem. That's something that I have seen in more than one occasion at a previous job when I was still in Puerto Rico. There was one of the ladies that I worked with, and we had to do some field work. So we went to the office of this provider. I had to do some technical work there, and she was telling me that her manager, who was a woman, she hated working under her. That she was better off when she was working under a male manager or a male boss. She was perfectly fine with that. But when they changed her position to work under a female manager, she hated the experience. Also, on another job that I witnessed that myself, in which there was the female lead of a department, and she was working with all women under her, and there will be bickering, and there will be arguments, there will be fights. All the people had to interfere because they were always kind of like butting heads. There will be static butting heads, arguing, and sometimes the arguments will get quite emotional. That was until that department lead quit, and then they hired a man. All of that stopped. All of that stopped.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. I have a lot of comments I got to read. Okay, a lot of them from Denise. If a workplace is to thrive, you have to hire men. If you fill the place with women that trust that business, I can bet the left eye. Okay. You also got to deal with the maternal leave, gossip, and the cat fights and the drama. That must be a new generation. Okay. And then Morena says there must be a new generation. This god awful PC culture. And then Denise said, when I was in management, I hate dealing with freaking women. And then Blood Moon comments, people should stop being so friendly. What is the need to talk to coworkers? It's not part of their job. And then I just want to acknowledge the presence of Otanal Cuero. And then Denise says, I remember at some point have the interview on some of two ladies that happened to be dating the same dude and thought we cared at work. And then Danny says, Ramon, hey, confused their imaginary power with men not giving a bleep about what they have to say when they always management. They always want to add extra on the job for no reason. And then Denise says, we're walking on eggshells for us to feel comfortable. It's the reason why we have so many mental health issues and a lot of anxiety because you're always worrying about going to go down. And then Denise says, I prefer men when in management because women are a headache, especially if they have the W-shaped culito. Okay.
But man, in management because especially
Well, yeah.
What?
Well, okay, and then Danny says, Denise, it's called the Karen butt epidemic.
I mean, that didn't sound right.
what?
With me, it has to be apple shaped. Yeah.
Okay, now Otario said, I want to take blood wound on a day and not pay so she can tell me about how the black man is the enemy. Okay. Okay, with all due respect, this is not Tinder. This is not Bumble. This is not a dating app.
Oh, okay. Okay, well. I mean, Otoniel is Lord.
Okay, and then Puerto Rican says, okay, bueno, algunos hombres están comenzando a exigir ese comportamiento con peleas y chisme.
Yeah, who did they get it from? Now,
I have,
when it comes to men, we men talk about women amongst ourselves. We do that. We always do that. But usually we do keep it amongst ourselves. Now, in younger generations, maybe that is more of a gossiping thing, more of a gossiping element with men. But we talk about women. We get together. We talk about women. So what? That's not a new thing. The gossiping about it is different. That's different. That's more of a generational thing.
you know what? I kind of agree. Donna,
Hmm.
Mama, wait a minute. We haven't heard from Sundown in a while. Sundown, you have any other comments?
Nah, I'm just chilling, listening to what you guys are, your input is.
Hmm.
Okay. Actually, you know what,
I mean, to be
Sundown?
honest with you though, I feel
Yes.
like we're all kind of in agreement because, I said what I said when I kind of came in late to the stream, but I said what I said. We all agreed. And then, Denise came in and she said basically what we were all saying. So I think it's kind of universal as far as just the atmosphere
Hmm.
of, today's climate, especially like corporate. When you think of corporate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I see we got some more comments. I'm not going to read what Otanya said. I mean, because I don't want to get things going all over again. And then Denise said, it's must. If a woman has a shape like a
Like a diamond?
instead of teardrop, run.
Uh, Instead of being shaped more like a pear, like a
Oh,
peach,
okay.
like a pear.
Looks like a pear.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Denise, is that a pear or that's well, you know what? I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no. Apple bottom. Apple bottom.
Oh, okay. Boy, am I naive.
Come on, come
Okay,
on. Gotta keep up, man.
okay, okay. Dalaman, do you have anything else you wish to add regarding this topic?
I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to keep it professional. And if not, in this modern day and age, you're going to suffer the consequences, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Let's see if we could bring back the. Okay, welcome back, Joaquin.
Sorry about that, guys. I was having a little technical difficulties. I had to take care of some business real quick.
That's all right. That's all right. Are you on the road already?
Getting ready to head out briefly, just
Okay.
getting everything ready and prepared.
Gotcha.
Well, okay. It's time for a commercial break. So what I'm going to do is the following. Um, most of these people they do have channels. So I'm gonna ask if you have not subscribed to the Intro Boricua, please subscribe and check out his content. And also the 18th brother also has a channel. So I'm gonna ask if you have not done so, please subscribe to his channel and check him out. Daramando also has a YouTube channel as well. If you're not done so, please subscribe and check it out. Now Morena also has a YouTube channel, and it's very spicy. You know, it's spicy, but it's entertaining, and she does bring up some interesting topics. If you're not done so, please subscribe to Morena's channel. And of course, if there's anybody that has not subscribed to Latin Explaining, please do so and show some love to Denise Gonzalez. And I apologize for the commercial break.
No, that's all right. I appreciate you giving a shout out.
Mhm. Yeah. So
Yeah, but within that situation, like I was explaining a little bit earlier, I've actually seen that power dynamic with women as well. My whole like one of my jobs was controlled nothing by women managers, and they was doing they was doing their TLC. They was creeping. They was creeping with guys that worked there. You know, one of them I even spotted in the parking lot as I was leaving home when they thought nobody else was in the building. I spotted them, but hey, it ain't none of my business. But just go to show you that it happens. It don't matter the gender. If it's a power dynamic and people ain't really got what they want at home, they gonna take advantage of that. What's going on at the job? So
okay. Well, so what we're gonna do is before we end this topic, we're gonna change the topics somewhat. Being that it's only men here, okay. Does Is everybody here a baseball fan?
I want the Braves to win it all again.
Okay.
I know you have to root for the Yankees, but I'm rooting for the Braves. I want the Braves to win again.
Dude, I have not watched sports in like 6 years.
I haven't watched baseball in forever.
I'm in
I'm
the same
following.
table. I haven't watched sports in 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, in the last couple of years, I have kind of like not watched football so much anymore because I just have had other things that have taken over my mind that are more important. So I haven't been following football. That was like the last sport that I was that I had gotten into, and that was only when I started living in the mainland United States because I mean in Puerto Rico we don't really follow football like that. It's more baseball and basketball. But over
Okay.
here, I started getting into football, but I just not following it so much like that. I'm not caring
Okay.
so much.
I gotta address Denise. We do not have 2 million rats in New York. Okay. Okay. We have.
Yeah,
Okay.
the rat that will
Okay.
steal your pizza.
Okay. 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 We do have a slight mouse problem. Okay.
No. You have splinters, 2 million splinters. You have a bunch of splinters that you have to fight off.
No, we don't. No, we don't call them splinters in New York. We call them Takashi 6ix9ines.
Oh. Oh. Oh, damn. Yeah. That's a big one. That's a big one, rat.
Yeah, most of the
That guy
rats
must be like in hiding right now.
they'll be in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, okay. Um, Let me just read. Puerto Rican says, solo estoy tratando de pasar ese año sintiendo con un poco enfermo en casa. I guess she's not feeling well. And then Denise says, scientists have said, Jose, I have evidence that I can put in the link. Well, I would appreciate that you do put it on the link. And of course,
I'm
Danny
sorry
has
to
to
say,
chime in.
Jose. And I was just gonna say, I heard that the rats got their own borough in New York City. I'm just saying, that's how deep they are.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's called ratatouille.
Okay. I admit we do have somewhat of a mouse problem here in New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have their own borough. It's called ratatouille.
But you know,
It's
it's
gonna be
funny.
called something like that.
I've been living in Rochester for almost 5 years, and I've not seen one mouse yet.
That's cap.
Yeah, that
You
is
know that
tough.
that's cap.
Man, you step outside your building, Jose. You see the mice sitting right there on the stoop asking you for change. Come on, man, knock it off.
Yeah,
No,
it'll be like that sometimes.
yeah, no, like Blood Moon say, of course they're gonna be close to the restaurant. They'll steal your slice of pizza. They'll steal your hamburger. I mean, there's still any other food.
Okay.
And
Denise
and they'll pull a switchblade if you don't give it up either.
Yeah.
okay, Denise just put in a link in the chat regarding her proof regarding the 2 million rats that are there.
No.
Okay. You know what? I have not seen. I have not seen a stray cat either. What I've seen is squirrels.
No. Well, I don't know. I don't know about the squirrels. I see squirrels here.
No, there are squirrels. I mean, it's like Squirrel Central over here in Rochester.
Mm.
And then Denise said the link is so people can see the scientists and people at work exterminating of New York brown rats saying the same thing I'm saying.
Mm.
And then they carry bubonic plague and some another.
Mm.
Okay. I would check out the link. And if I haven't been informed, I'm wrong. Okay.
Well. There is a raccoon problem now, Smoothio. Aren't you confusing it with a big rat? Because those suckers are big.
No, I think she's confusing it with a squirrel.
No.
Because some people actually mistake rats for squirrels.
Man, all I know is them rats in New York is deep. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Ever. I don't know what y'all feeding them rats, man. They must be in every Italian restaurant, every Chinese restaurant, every Dominican restaurant in New York.
No, let me ask
You got
Smoothie
more
a question.
raccoons than anything.
Okay, now Smoothie, where in New York have you seen the raccoons? Like Central Park, or like somewhere in Brooklyn?
No. I've seen raccoons up in Co-op City, Jose, and skunks.
Skunks?
Up in Co-op City. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be around that skunk.
I remember I was a teenager and I was up in Co-op City, and I kid you not, there was like 30 skunks in the lawn. You know what I mean? I don't know how the heck I didn't get sprayed, but there was skunks everywhere up in Co-op City. That's the area in the Bronx.
I remember when I encountered a raccoon, a real angry one at that. I don't know if it was if its babies was nearby and everything. I was just trying to throw away some garbage, man, and he was right there in between two garbage cans. He got I'm assuming it may have been a she. She got the hissing like. I'm like, hey, it's your world, baby. It's your world. I'm just trying to throw the garbage away. It's your world.
Okay. Let me just read some more comments. Smoothie said in every park, especially with trash cans, and then Blunt Moon said, if you see a raccoon, they have rabies. Okay, they only come out when they only come out in the park when they're sick. And then Denise said, it's time to demand better, folks. Start killing those rats and throwing them off on the streets of New York at night so that it stops traffic in the morning. That's the way the government has to fix it. You know what I think? I think we need to have an army of cats.
No, I'm gonna say something, and I'm not gonna go around and say the community because I ain't trying to get nobody how shall I say demonetized or anything. But if you have a
Yeah.
certain community within your community, I will bet you that the rats will stop. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
well, you know what? I find it amazing that there's still 11 people watching this stream right now, and we got 15 likes, and I gained another subscriber. So I guess all that craziness, uh, you know, what can I say?
No, but that's
And then
good. That's
Denise said,
good. People are watching.
and then Denise says, rats, cats, no, those they kill those big rats. You need tigers at this point.
Uh,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
we have
Cats are not gonna be enough. It's gonna have to. It's gonna have to be a wild cat, some type of wild feline that will be. Yeah.
okay. Okay, you know what might kill the rats? If we have a smog problem as bad as LA.
Nah. What y'all
Okay.
need? Y'all need a bunch of ratters. Do y'all know what a ratter is?
No, what is a ratter?
What's that?
It's like on YouTube. You can look them up. Where you got like the farm guys. They'll have like 50 terriers just running around, and they'll just be going to like
You talking about
rat infested farms.
the guys with the terriers and the mongols?
Huh? What'd you
You
say?
talking about the guys with the terriers and the mongols?
Yeah, that's what you need.
Okay. Well, first of all, please follow Miranda's suggestion. Hit the like button, share, subscribe to the channel. I want my channel to be, get to the point that hopefully I will at least have a community tab. And then Denise, wrote, what New York needs is to buy a bunch of real estate, destroy it, and depopulate the damn city to create proper sewage and gutters and sanitation.
What's going on, Reese?
Yeah, that's what it's called, gentrification.
Okay. Well, that's happening. That's happening in many parts, not just in New York, but many cities as well. And we just lost the 18th letter again, and we just lost sundown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that might like click back in.
Okay.
They're fine.
All right. So, and then Denise says it's not a gentrification problem, Don. Uh, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. There are some places in New York where there is a slight rat problem.
All that demolition that you're talking about, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. I mean, it's like it will be too much of a cost to the city, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, it will be my guess. So they're gonna leave things exactly as they are, and they're gonna be having people having to deal with the monster rat problem. Yeah.
Okay. I see Hazel's back in the chat. She said, "Oh no, not the rats." And then
Oh,
Sundown
Hazel,
says,
you're from
"Sundown."
New York.
Wait, wait,
Yeah, Hazel, you're from New York, so I mean, maybe you do know something about that. I see you, Rakim. Yeah, we figured that your phone was acting up.
yeah. Okay, they will make it clean the. Well, okay, I'm not going to repeat the last word, but okay,
The clean out the ish hole.
yes, okay. I admit we do have a slight rat problem. Okay, I'll grant you that. We do have a slight rat problem. Okay,
But the thing is
but
that And the thing is that has been going on forever, because my mom, rest in peace, when she used to live up there, she told me about her being a little kid living in an apartment, and she could hear the rats running in between the walls, making noise. I mean, in between the floors, because there is a space in between, and the rats will be running around making noise, and the bumping and the scratching noises. I mean,
Okay. Well,
hey, so you're
okay.
saying, okay,
Yeah.
go on.
But of course, we all know that I'm rooting for the Yankees. We all know the Yankees are going to win the World Series. They're going to become World Series champs. And I'm going to be talking
Yeah.
my ish.
Now, I want the Braves to repeat.
It's like this. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If my cousin was still coaching for the Braves, I think I might just root for them a little bit. But I'm more of a Yankees fan. I was a Met fan for a year until they kicked out my cousin. And I went back to the Yankees. So that's all I got to say.
Well, I think, even though I'm not a Met fan, I think the Mets team was the '69 Mets. I think that was the best team.
But the Mets, the last time they won the pennant in 1986. Am I correct?
Actually, they won a pennant
that's a long time.
No, actually, they won a pennant in 2015. Okay. And of course,
okay, Denise is talking about the roaches. Well, whatever they shed, whatever they reproduce and they crap all over, it's gonna stink. I mean, Denise and I know something about that, coming from where we're from. There are roaches, the ones that fly too. I hate those.
Okay, I gotta address this. The Yankees are the Raptors of baseball. Do I detect some hatred, daughter? I mean, just because the Dodgers are not. I mean, okay, wow, they won a couple of world titles. Big deal.
So it has been since when I lived in working. Okay, she's talking about the roaches, Hazel.
Yeah. Well, I find it amazed that there's still 12 people watching this stream.
Yeah,
but to correct you, Jose, they might have won the pennant in 2015, but they still haven't won the World Series since 1986.
That's correct. And that's Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers did
whoa,
well.
Whoa. Time out. The Dodgers are not royalty, okay? If anything, they're like a bunch of rejects. Please.
Panarican, you said that you are in the South. What part of the South are you? If you want to comment on that. Todo el mundo es valiente hasta que la cucaracha huela. They will scare me. They will scare me because you will see this big roach and you are about to hit it with a chancleta and all of a sudden it starts flying out of the way. That's like, motherfucker. Puñeta.
But you know what's funny? It's funny to see women going berserk over the sight of a roach or a water bug. Please.
Okay, Panarica. So you're at the Atlanta home of the Braves. Home of the Braves. All right. I'm rooting for them this year again.
Well.
Talking about Atlanta. What's your take on the monkeypox down south?
Well, I haven't had to deal with it yet, so I haven't seen any notifications or any warnings of monkeypox. I will have to look into it. So at work, nobody's talking about that. So it seems like it's not an issue over here yet.
Well, over in New York, the government has declared a state of emergency over this monkeypox thing, and so far, as far as I can tell, no one has died.
Mm-hmm. No, that's something that has to take its course, and it should go on its own. So fatalities because of monkeypox, I understand that is actually rare. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if we had a nice cold winter, we
No,
wouldn't
don't
have to deal with
start.
C-19, and we wouldn't have to deal with monkeypox.
How do you know? How do you know? What does that have to
Because
do with the
because
cold?
because because cold kills germs.
No, no, it doesn't. It only freezes them. It only freezes
Exactly.
them.
Have you ever noticed when you go to an operating room, it's nice and chilly?
No. But that okay. It contributes to the whole cleanliness of the thing. But when it comes to major germs and microbes and viruses, it can only freeze them. No. The cold. I don't think it's a solution. It's kind of like using cleaning things with running alcohol. That will be more useful.
Could you imagine if I had complete climate control of the weather
No, I
worldwide?
don't want. No, I don't want. No, it will be Mr. Freeze's word here. No.
I mean, just think, Texas could become a big ski resort.
No. I want. I want Texas to remain pleasantly warm when it's not overly hot.
Well, earlier tonight it was like 80 degrees. It was uncomfortable.
Earlier tonight, over there,
Yes,
80,
yes.
80 degrees is not uncomfortable. 80 degrees is very pleasant, actually.
Okay. Well, you know what's pleasant for me? 60 degrees.
No, but I'm already having to wear a jacket at 60 degrees. I don't want that.
I remember the last time I was in Dominican Republic, it was like 60 over there. Me and my dad, we were just chilling in his house. And then somebody was like, "Tú no tienes frío." And we had to explain to my stepsister, once you're in New York, this is nothing. You might feel cold, but we don't.
Yeah. And what part of the Dominican Republic was that?
Municipio Consuelo San Pedro de Macorís.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I gotta read these comments. Imagine the cold New York winter doesn't kill those deadly rats over there. That's why people have become tolerant from their city. And then he also says, I will take 80 degrees over 99 degrees. And then Denise says 86 is nice. And then Puerto Rican says, si debería haber mudado allí, pero allí parecía estar mal, pero estoy bien por no en mi taza de té. And then Black Moon says, Ramon, New York weather is not like the Caribbean. There is very humid.
Wrong. The
and
Caribbean is
Smallville-
worse. The Caribbean is worse.
Okay, and then-
Blood Moon.
Okay, and then Smallville says in New York, 80 degrees feels like 95. I agree. And then Denise says, Pana, no, lo único bueno que aquí que es bonito la clima, pero a los demás no sirve. Okay, but if we were living in Parkchester, which is the jewel of the Bronx, you get to experience everything. First of all, there's lots of places to eat. There's lots of places to shop. We're a few stops away from Orchard Beach and Palm Bay Park, and we can go into the water and swim, or we could be buried in the sand.
Well, maybe maybe in the summer. Maybe that's how it is in the summer, but I don't want to be there when it gets all cold and those blizzards and everything is frozen and one can't walk around because one can slip and fall. I wouldn't want that.
I mean,
Well, you know,
me personally, I want to go to Orchard Beach because I lost a friend out there in 2002. So
okay, I'm sorry.
I haven't been back to Orchard Beach, and me personally, I will not go to a beach really like in the north period. I would rather Florida, St. Thomas, or the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Really quick, Bloodmont, you say maybe PR, but DR is not worse than NYC. Bloodmont, PR and DR, when it comes to humidity, precipitation, the heat, depending on the time of the year, is about the same. It's about the same in the coastal areas, at least, because I know that there are certain places in the DR that are kind of like higher altitudes, so it's gonna be a little more chilly. But in the shorelines, in the coastal areas, the climate is about the same, and it can be very humid because remember, you are dealing with a lot of the evaporation of the ocean that goes up into the wind. So and the saltiness, the very corrosive saltiness. So yeah, it gets very humid in the Caribbean, very humid.
I mean, it depends because whenever I used to be up in San Pedro de Macorís, at my mom's house, I mean, it depends. Sometimes you could have like a very hot day, and then the next day you might have like a whole rainy day or night. So it actually depends because the Caribbean, when it's like hurricane season, it's the worst.
Oh yeah. It's all very unpredictable. It's unpredictable as hell. And London says Caribbean has a nice breeze in the shade and in the evenings too. Yeah. No, and I agree with that part because here, right now it's 97 degrees right now. So in the evenings stay hot. It just stay hot here.
Oh, that's depressing. 97 degrees. That's depressing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now it's a very warm 73 degrees in New York.
Mm-hmm. What did you say? What temperature are in here?
73.
So that's chill. That's chill.
That's
Just a little
no.
fan, a little fan, and you sleep so comfortable. Oh, that's nice.
Well, I have the AC on and I'm sitting to my back to the
You
AC.
don't need the AC. At 73 degrees, you don't need the AC. You just need a
Yes,
fan.
I do need. Yes, I do need the AC.
You just need a
today,
fan.
today I was happy at work because finally the AC was working to the way I like it. It was nice and cool and comfortable. But for some reason, some wimpy people was complaining that it's too cold.
You're Mr. Freeze, Don Jose. Of course, you think it's you don't even. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then it's perfect. 73 degrees. That's nice and cool and chill.
Okay,
You don't need
I
AC.
disagree. I disagree. Yes, not only do you need a fan, you need a good air conditioner.
No, Hazel agrees too. 73 degrees is very comfortable weather.
Wow, you know what's also comfortable? 63 degrees.
Yeah. No. I mean, if it's not really hot outside, I can't have the AC on too long because I'll get cold.
Okay, you know what Smoothio said? I wanted to be in the 60s already. I agree, Smoothio. Thank you very much.
No, Smoothie, what the hell? Don't be wishing for that. I mean, I have to put on jackets on top of my clothes. I mean, feel overdressed.
Now, Hazel says 60 degrees starts to get chilly.
No, it is chilly. It is chilly.
No, actually, that's the beginning of summer for me.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
And
You
then
like that Arctic ass weather, temperatures.
now Denise said, you guys don't understand that those temperatures aren't natural. Smoothie said, it's true. That's the best weather here in where we live.
Hmm.
And then Bloodwound says 60s is just long sleeve weather. And then Denise says anything below 73 is. I mean, look, even if it went down to 50 degrees, it would be cool.
Mm-mm. Mm. That's too cold. That's too cold for me now.
No, that's not too cold. That's Indian summer.
Okay, you say so.
Okay. And then Denise says there's a reason why people die from the flu in those temperature, guys. Okay, explain to me how can I don't get sick?
Because you're Mr. Freeze, you're a polar bear. It doesn't affect you individually, but to the rest of us regular humans that need that needs warm weather because we are tropical peoples. Uh, no, that's not good for our health. It may not. It may be fine for you, but that's you. I mean, us that
Yeah.
we are born
Okay,
and raised in
okay,
tropical weather.
Like,
okay, okay.
to elaborate on that, Jose, Ramon. There were certain times when my dad used to come to New York because he couldn't go like when it was December or January because of his bones. Because while he was working like up in what was that place called? When he was working as a handyman and he used to be in the
Mm,
cold and everything like that, it affected his bones later on. So therefore,
mm.
he only came like around September or October. So therefore, it is true what you say about that. Certain Caribbean people, the cold is not really good for us, for y'all. I mean, the ones who are born in the Caribbean.
Yeah. I can't breathe that air when it gets too cold. If I breathe air that is in the 20s or something like that, I'll get sick for real.
That,
For real.
that's
That's why I
spring.
couldn't live
That
where you are at. Couldn't do it.
that's spring like.
Well,
But that
that's
but
no, but I'm serious, serious. I can't do it. If the air is too cold, I can't breathe in that cold air
okay.
because
Well,
it affects me. It affects my breathing.
let's change the subject. Um, in October it will be my birthday, and I will be
Mm,
60 years old.
the big 60.
Wow. What date?
Yes,
What
the
date? What
seventh,
date, Jose?
the seventh.
My mom was the fourth.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be away that weekend with members of my union attending delegate training. So I'm gonna have, I'm gonna do a little party because it's my 60th birthday, and
Mm-hmm.
not everyone can say that they reached the big 60, and I really do appreciate that I've been allowed to live that long.
Yeah.
All right.
So already one person wants me to get drunk. I don't know about that, but I'm definitely gonna have a couple of drink or two. What?
Uh
Don't say
oh. Somebody's getting
no,
triggered. Somebody's getting
no,
triggered. I see it. I see it.
no, no. Okay, okay,
Highlight it.
it's
Highlight it.
60.
Let people see it.
Okay, you know what? Okay, let me just put it here. Just put it here. Okay. I mean, Denny's basically what wants to bury me. I thought you loved me, daughter. I thought you really. I'm disappointed at you. I'm really am. Used to be my favorite child. Oh my goodness! If you keep this up, Hazel will become my favorite child.
oh, oh, there's gonna be a little sibling rivalry.
Well, actually,
Someone-
what Blumwood said. Okay. What?
Okay.
No, 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 no. I'm not gonna be no. Okay. You're gonna live to be 90 years old.
Yeah, it's gonna be her blessing and her curse. Gonna be both. All right.
Okay. Well, okay. Okay. Now, Didi said, tell Hazel that she's adopted so she can get angry and move out. Daughter, you know I can hit you with the chancleta. Okay. And you did
Mm-hmm.
say I can hit you if when you misbehave. Didn't you? You did say that, though. Didn't you say that?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, te van a dar
Okay.
una pela.
Oh, sí. Para que respecta a tu padre.
Te van a dar pan pan.
Oh my goodness gracious! Well, you know what? This has been a this okay. This has been a fun evening. Okay, wait a minute. Blood Moon Jose is capping. Just think that stem cells retreatment he got makes him look like he's
Well, I need that formula. I need some of that
okay.
then.
Okay, first of all, okay, I look like I'm in my 40s. Okay,
Uh-huh.
yes. And
Sure,
Denise,
you know. Mhm.
I mean, let's see. Let's see if I can. Take a look at this. Don't I look like I'm in my 40s? And just remember,
No comment.
daughter,
No comment. No comment.
it's ready.
All right then.
Okay. Well, in in any case, it's been a fun evening. It got a little
Mm-hmm.
spicy in the middle, but you know what? It's all good. In fact, there's still 10 people watching the stream,
Yes.
and I got 16 likes.
Yeah,
I know
I
actually.
have to get to that. I have to work on that. I have to get to that. At least to have a, a few more watchers.
Okay. No. Okay. Guess what? Guess what? Denise put in the chat. 40 times two.
Yeah, because you say you're 40. You look like you're 40. So
Okay. Uh, Denise, when you get to be my age, let's see how you look. Okay. Assuming I'm alive today, which will let's see, Denise is going to be. I think she's going to be 35. So that means in 25 years she'll be 60, which will make me 85.
mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to live to be 85 just to see how Denise look at 60. Okay, and Blood. Okay, well, Blood Moon. Of course, Blood Moon have to answer her comment. I look like I'm 40. Jose looks like way older than me. Okay, okay, that's your opinion, Blood Moon.
Well,
And I'm
I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one independent who is in his 40s. So
okay.
I don't think I'm doing that bad.
Yeah, I'm about to hit 40 next year, so you know.
Ah, you're getting there.
It's my last days of my 30s.
Okay. Whoa. Let me address this. I told you that they were scamming you at the Botanica when you bought that ointment. You look 80 still.
uh, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to
I don't really go
get some treatment, some collagen treatment or something.
Well, in any case, I really appreciate it. It got a little crazy in the middle, but I think it was a good stream. What you guys thought?
I mean, it was a
Yeah.
good stream, you know.
Yes, yes, it was all right. It was good. It was good. There are still people watching, and you got a number of likes for it, which helps your stream helps get it out there for people to notice it. I think it was pretty good, pretty successful.
Yes.
Hmm.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop to wrap it up.
Hmm.
Um, we can chop it. We can continue the conversation in the group chat. So what I'm gonna do. I'm going. Okay, and then Denise said it was really nice and troll free. Yes, I agree. Okay, so now we're gonna start to take closing remarks, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue this in the private chat. So now I'm gonna go to the lover of cold, who wants to go to Alaska in the wintertime in shorts and chancletas, who wants to go to New Year, who
Wow.
wants to go to Times Square in New Year's Eve and watch the ball drop with it in his underwear, who wants to go swimming to Coney Island on New Year's Day, and the latest member of the Golden Spear, the introvert Boricua.
No, no, Don Jose, you want me to get hypothermia? Can't do it. Can't do all of that. I mean, you want me to be in that cold in shorts? In shorts, really? You want me you want me to not being able to feel my feet because they're so frozen? Can't do it. Can't do it.
Okay,
But of course, what's
yeah,
that?
okay, actually, Blood Moon, it wasn't me, and I asked one of the moderators to bring it back up. So let's make it clear. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Ramon. Go ahead.
Okay, all I can say is that it wasn't me. I don't know what happened there. But I see you. I see you. Blood. Um, first of
It
all,
can't be me.
Don Jose.
It can't be me because at the end of the day, I blocked Blood Moon's profile from even blocking, so therefore it can't be me blocking.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, Don Jose, first of all, I appreciate you letting me on your panel, on your stream. It was good. It was a nice stream. For the most part, it was troll free, except for a little segment, a little part of it in which there was a back and forth there. So, for the most part, it was good. It was good. So, I appreciate it. I appreciate you letting me part of it, letting me be part of it. So, um, it's still a serious subject that let's hope that we can take something to learn from it when it comes to the whole subject, the main subject of this stream, when it comes to how one can interact, one how one can keep professional interactions professional when it comes to the workplace, and definitely related subjects to this is something that can be touched on different streams, on other interactions that we might have. So aside from that, thanks for having me. I can't stay for the backstage because that is something that I have to take care of. But once again, I appreciate you letting me on your panel, and I'm gonna be stepping out. And thank you, sir. And shout out
Okay,
to Armando, fellow panelist, and shout out to the chat, everybody on the chat, and all of you have a good one.
okay. Well, thank you very much. Before you go, I
Well,
got to address this. One thing I say, Jose, make sure you take your Lipitor so you can take your morning cup of coffee. Okay.
uh, uh,
Daughter. You look. Consider yourself fortunate. I love you, but you're pushing.
yeah,
Okay. Well, you know what? Okay. Well, thank you very much. And again, if you have not done so, please subscribe to the Intro Boricua, and check out his content. Um, what? Okay. I don't need that. I don't. Okay. Oh, brother. Denise, we gotta have a talk. We got to have a talk. Okay, I don't need Bengay. Okay, I'm not 9,000 years old. But thank you. But we're not gonna have a backstage. But we can have the discussion in the group in the group chat. So thank you very much.
Yes.
From
Yeah,
okay, so
virtual host to you too, Blood Moon. Cuídate tú, Denise. Hablamos después. We'll talk later on. Take care, guys.
okay, take care. And now we're going to deal now. Donna Mando, your final remarks.
Well, my final remarks is for anybody who's of any race or creed, let's just respect each other. You get what I'm trying to say? Let's not throw each other at the bus. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be professional. If you want to come to the workplace with sexism or racism, you could have the door out. That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And again, people, if you're not done so, please subscribe to Don Armando's channel and check him out. Like I said, we're not going to have a backstage, but we can have a talk in the group chat. Okay, so I just want to say thank you very much for your input. So hopefully we'll talk again in the group chat, or we'll talk again another time. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to give you my final remarks. Okay. Now, first of all, I don't need a walker, Denise. Okay. And I know I'm not going to need it tomorrow. But the fact of the matter is, I do appreciate everybody who entered the chat. Unfortunately, I'm not going to start naming people, because what happens is if I start to name people, I'm going to forget someone and someone is going to get upset. So I just want to say thank everyone who entered their comments in the chat. I just want to thank everyone who appeared on the panel, which was Don Armando, K Fit, um, Ramon, the 18th letter, and Sundown. Okay, and the fact of the matter is, it's um, even with the spiciness, so to speak, I can see that a lot of people seem to appreciate the stream. And then Denise says, "Yeah, we know your memory isn't a forte lately, Jose." No, it's just that I don't want to overlook anybody. Okay, it's not that I can't remember names. It's just that I want to make sure that everyone is recognized, and I don't want to slight anyone. And then Denise said, "It's okay, take it easy." But going back, when it comes to dealing with female co-workers, there is. I told you to take your omega-3. Denise, why don't you just come to New York and just give me all my medication, okay? And or better, be my home attendant. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to dealing with female co-workers, there's certain things to bear in mind, and there's certain boundaries, did not to encroach. And then Jenny said, "But you didn't like it, and got grouchy." Okay, all right, that's your opinion. So I think as long as you look as your female co-workers as productive employees, worthy of their individual respect, worthy of being recognized for their gifts and talents, we will do fine. Now, we are going to have a stream Thursday night. The topic is going to be, does your vote count? Okay. Now, some people say it does count. Some people says it doesn't count. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a discussion, and now I'm going to share some information regarding where, in my point of view, it does count, and in my point of view, it doesn't count as much. But in any case, I really do appreciate everyone who caught this stream live and also caught it on the playback. So I just want to say thank you very much. And I, of course, I'm going to end the same way that I always end. Do not let the errors of the past damage your future. And we must do everything possible. Okay. And then he says, just look at their colito shape. It resembles a diamond. Don't work there. And if you do, avoid co-worker guys. Thank me later. Okay. Well, in any case, okay. As I said, okay. Do not let the errors of the past damage your future. And we must do everything possible to minimize our contact with the mentally and intellectually challenged people. Because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. That being said, this has been a somewhat spicy version of Uncommon Sense. And I wish everyone good night, take care, and peace.
Be strong.